welcome to this extra depressing episode of Puck Drop as the Devils' winless streak is continuing. I'm Ryan Lowy, and I'm joined with my esteemed colleagues who are also, I'm sure, very frustrated. Jordan Cooper and Jacob Gorin. Gentlemen, how are you feeling on this wonderful evening with terrible hockey?
Oh yeah, 10 games. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going, guys.
The Sabres went to 18 games that they lost in a row. Technically 8 games that they were winless in a row, according to the NHL's rules, but screw the NHL's terminology because it's a stupid terminology. We're going to say they've lost 10 games in a row. Technically, and so the Sabres lost 18 games in a row. 18. We have a chance to tie that if we lose out the rest of the year. And honestly, that would be so funny. if we lost 18 straight to end the year.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? Although it may be bad for the morale, and we don't know what's going to happen with next season or anything like that.
We're guaranteed a top 3 pick.
Yeah. A, I'll tell you that. And B, what's the point in winning? What's it going to do for us? Might as well have fun complaining, right?
Yeah, no, we got 1 point on Sunday, and it moved us from second best lottery odds all the way to fourth best lottery odds because Seattle gets third.
How
God damn it, Seattle. No one likes you, Seattle. God damn it, Kraken.
Yeah.
Freaking Kraken.
I hate the name.
Stupid name.
Stupid.
Stupid name.
Go check out our episode about it.
Yes,
link in the description.
We made it like almost a whole year ago at this point. I think last July.
Yeah, but it's still accurate. The name stinks. Everything else is cool.
Yeah. Well, anyway, let's dive into this week. Jacob, tell us who they played.
They played the Penguins 3 times and the Flyers once. It was Philly week. All the games were or Pennsylvania week. I'm sorry. All of the games were in Pennsylvania. So the first game, the first 2 periods was the most depressing hockey I've ever seen, but the final period might have been the best period the Devils have played all season. And that is because they scored 6 goals in 1 period, and they became not only the first team to score 5 goals in the period and still lose the game, but the first team to also score 6 goals in a period and still lose the game.
They
were down 6-0 going into the third. They scored 3 in a row. Sidney Crosby scored a goal to make it 7-3. I didn't think anything of it. I knew the Devils were going to lose, but then they stormed back and scored another 3, and then I was pretty mad that the Devils let up that Crosby goal. So the Devils ended up losing that game 6-7, which is tied for the highest scoring game of the entire season in the National Hockey League. So I will say that even though that third period was the most energized I've been about the Devils in a few weeks.
I mean, when you're most energized about the Devils in a loss, it's maybe not a good sign.
Yeah. They did score 6 goals in a single period. So.
Yeah, okay, that's true. I want to talk about Sunday's game real quick because, my God, was that brutal to watch at the end. My God. They were winning for, like, most of the time. It's like a game of Mario Kart when a blue shell just...
Yeah.
That hurt my hand real bad, but it was worth it. Philly hit them with the blue shell, and then they lost in a shootout, but they scored 2 shootout goals, not by Nikita Gusev.
And that Jesper Bratt goal was dirty.
It was like, oh my God, Jesper Bratt, the entire game was amazing. Did you see that spinorama move he did instead of throwing it on the net?
Pass to Zacha that led to the goal that made it 3-1. But honestly, what pissed me off the most, the goal that tied the game, the only reason it happened, Bastian cleared it up the wall, but it hit the ref in the arm and then bounced right to a Flyers player who passed it to Giroux, who scored.
Oh, the first goal went through 2 Devils.
Yeah, no, the first goal was completely unacceptable. Tennyson and Zacha at least attempted to move his stick. Tennyson literally just stood there like this, like an AI in a video game.
I'm telling you, Tennyson belongs in the AHL. I mean, really.
I know, but they have nowhere else to play. Half their defense is either on the COVID list or hurt. Ty Smith might not even be back for the rest of the year. Apparently, he is not progressing well in his injury. And PK Subban and Jonas Siegenthaler are on the COVID list. So the Devils' defense has easily been the worst it's been maybe the entire season.
I love how PK, who had a terrible year last year, terrible, comes in this year, has a good year, and he's on the COVID list when we really need to snap a 10-game losing streak. I mean, come on, he's our defenseman. I mean, this team really just, as you said, I'm not sure if this really contributes to their luck, but what's the luck stat called?
PDO.
Yeah, they have a pretty bad PDO.
I think it's either.
Oh yeah, Devils have like one of the worst PDOs in the league.
It's either the second or third worst in the entire league.
Which is part of the reason why they're so bad, because they have been getting good Corsi and good expected goals.
Oh my God, with the Corsi 4.
Corsi and expected goals. Those are the stats to look at when you want to see how a team is really doing.
Those are the stats you want to look at when you want to see how a team's is doing possession-wise and how many chances that team is getting.
PDO is when you want to see how lucky the team is.
Yeah.
And then high danger chances for percentage is when you want to see the quality of the chances.
Anyway, I think it's time we explain what we do, or since we recap this, very strange week. I think it's
showed signs of life, but those signs of life died out.
Well, I will say, the Devils do not, in most games, they don't show quit. If you just look at the past 8 days, they were down 3-0 to the Rangers. They came back and tied it at 3 before letting up a late goal to go down 4-3. We're down 6-0 against the Penguins. Ended up losing the game 7-6. They were down 3-0 to the Penguins this past Saturday, and they ended up losing that game 4-2 because of not counting the empty net goal 3-2. And by the way, Nico Hischier, I was furious with him. He missed a wide open net with 3 seconds left. That's just unacceptable.
Nico.
And I thought it was in. I was at my grandparents' house, and they have a low ceiling. So I thought it was in. I jump up and I bang my hand on the ceiling.
And then you realize the goal didn't go in, and your hand just is basically probably the pain. I'm assuming you had a lot of pain in your hand.
Yes.
Yeah. The pain in your hand is really just your mind. You didn't really hurt it. It's just your mind telling your hand how painful the season was.
Yes.
Exactly. Getting metaphorical here. Well, before we move on, because we've been talking about this for a while, I just want to say real quick, if you look past the Devils' record, you could see what we expected to see out of the Devils this season, which is they work hard, they progress in their development, they give the young guys time to play, which is the 3 things we want to see out of the Devils this year, and which is what they're giving us. But I'll elaborate more when we do the season recap. I'm still calling this a failed season because I don't think they showed progression on finishing their chances all season.
Oh my God, Jordan, this is a failed season times 10. On what planet did I say we're going to lose 10 straight games? No, this is
obviously this is a failed season, but I'm not looking at the record right now, but I'll elaborate on that when we get to the season recap. But for now, honestly, let's move on.
But hold on, but actually before we move on, shoot, what was I going to say? I completely forgot what I was going to say. If it comes back to me, I'll say it. But I think we should explain what our schedule will be for the rest of the Devils season. So we will have this episode, which should come out before Tuesday's game against the Flyers. If not, maybe after the game, or it'll be out by Wednesday at the latest, very latest. And then we're not going to do a game review next week unless, it's the craziest week of all time and the Devils win every game.
Unlikely. If
the Devils win every game like 5-0, then we'll review the week. But
I'll just say this though. If we win a game or two, we're not going to do an episode because, well, you know what? They're due to win, A, and B, it's just like they should have won those games so long ago and it should have been on a better track. You just, unless they all of a sudden turn into a Stanley Cup team, but it's too late to make the Stanley Cup, we're not posting.
Yeah. So we will, but, and we might not, we will post, we will try to film and post as soon as possible after the season ends, the season recap. And then after that, we will break away from the traditional format of review, player of the week, news, preview, and we will go back to what we were doing before the season started, where we kind of just do new content every single week, which honestly is a lot more refreshing for me and is a lot I enjoy a lot. As maybe at the beginning of the season, I enjoyed doing this because the Devils were winning and were just coming back and it was fun. But at this point, I am excited to get back to what we were doing before the season started.
Oh yeah. Get ready for puck drop games. We're gonna start a new season of puck drop games.
Yes.
Oh yeah, puck drop games, and then I'm gonna rig it to make sure Jordan loses.
God, not again with this. Make sure Ryan's not
All right.
lose.
Well, what is Jack Hughes' height in centimeters?
You know what? That is bullcrap, and you know it.
No. I thought it was fair. I thought you knew people's height. I thought you were good with that stuff.
And I thought you were, we thought you, Ryan thought you knew how to convert feet and inches to centimeters.
Yeah, I thought you were smarter than that.
I do not.
Jordan, aren't you in like the hardest classes in our school?
I mean, I'm in CP math. Anyway, let's move on to player of the week.
Do we even do a player of the week?
Like, no.
Yes, we have to.
You know what?
I'll have
give it to Mackenzie Blackwood. I'll give mine to Mackenzie Blackwood because Dell and Wedgwood. So Mackenzie Blackwood.
Yeah, I am gonna say Mackenzie Blackwood as well. I thought Blackwood was playing bad before the first two games against the Penguins. Dell and Wedgwood's performances in those two games gave me a new appreciation of the word bad. They were not bad. They were the worst goalies I have ever seen. I'm not even joking.
Worse than
I was in goal. I would be better than them.
Yeah.
Worse than Goldberg. No,
actually, that's probably not true. That's probably not true. But you get the point I'm making. They were just absolutely atrocious. They couldn't stop a beast balloon if tried.
Yeah. It's like in their gear, somebody just, cut a circle and said, and just, cut a circle in their stomach and said, here, shoot it in here. It's
like if David Ayres played the rest of the season with Carolina.
David Ayres?
David Ayres, yeah. It's like if they're basically David Ayres if they play other games.
Yeah. But so I'm actually going to give my player of the week, Mackenzie Blackwood. He put up 2 straight games over the weekend. He played 2 straight games over the weekend, 917 save percentage in both games. I'm not complaining about that at all, especially after the absolutely atrocious performance we saw from Wedgwood and Dell on Tuesday and Thursday.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to give my player of the week to Jesper Bratt because I just think he's neat. You know that meme with Marge Simpson going, I just think it's neat. I just think Jesper Bratt's neat.
Yeah, I love Jesper Bratt. He's my favorite player, but he did only play 2 games, and he had that 1 assist and he had the really nice shootout goal, but he
No. Here's why I chose Jesper Bratt. 1, because no other player really stood out for me. 2, also, at the beginning of the season, I didn't know where you're coming from with Bratt being your favorite player, but now I kind of see it. He's growing on me. But, and 3, I like him because he didn't, make a ton of flashy plays. But as always, when he was playing, he was speedy. He was on his edges. He was deking all these guys out. He was knifing through defensemen. He's just, really what he proved to me this season is that he's going to be a Devils top 6 on the Devils top 6 for years to come, which is,
it's important.
Great to see.
Role.
It's an important role for the future. And Bratt's young. Bratt is talented, and he's clearly developed from where he began. So I'm giving it to Jesper Bratt.
The Devils and the Yankees are starting to just, they should just merge.
What are you talking about? The Yankees have been good.
No.
Yes, they are on a streak right now.
They were on a 3-game winning streak. I know we shouldn't be talking about this on Puck Drop, but they were 5-10. They were horrible, and they were on a 3-game winning streak against Cleveland. They blew a 3-0 lead, and their bullpen just balked twice in their game tonight. Awful.
Anyway.
All right. Yankees with Ryan. Give it up.
No, I'm just getting very frustrated because used to, believe it or not, I used to consider myself an optimistic sports fan, but my 3 favorite teams are all like the worst in their league. The Yankees were somewhat coming back. Now they're falling apart again. The Red Bulls might be worse than the Devils, and the Devils are their own type of bad. So I'm kind of a little frustrated with sports.
There, on the news front, there is no news. Besides for that, we are very sad.
Yep. We are very sad. I'm just imagining a newscast at the start of COVID, like, news now, we're at home, we are very sad.
Yep, that's pretty much what we're like right now. Now, so I think we should get into our predictions for the Devils' final 8 games of the season. I'm going to go
Wait, hold on, you got to list off the games for the viewers and also me.
I'm going to go 0-7-1.
You got to list off the games first. Fine, I'll do it, Jesus.
Right. I'm sorry. They play Philly 4 times in the final 8 games. The next
4 more times? Oh, no.
Yep.
Okay.
They play Boston, and then they play Boston twice at home and the Islanders twice on the road. So
what do you mean, oh no, Ryan? Philly is like in 6th place, just ahead of us. They're also shitty.
We can't beat Philly.
I mean, we can't beat anyone.
We've scored 6 goals in a period, and we still can't beat Philly.
That was against Pittsburgh, I think.
Yeah.
No, it was against Philly, no?
No, it was against Pittsburgh.
Oh, still, we're not going to beat Philly because we stink. So,
I mean, we're not going to beat anybody.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
I'll be a little nicer. I'll say 0-6-2.
All right. I'm not going to try and play I'm super nice and give them a overtime win or any overtime loss or anything like that. I'm just going to be down to the bare bone and say they're going to go 0-8 because, well, they are. Not going to try and be nice. Not going to try and hide from it.
Hear me out. I'm going to say the Devils are going to lose 7 straight and pull a win out of their asses in the final game.
Ooh. Appear. I mean,
1-7.
Really say that, but
okay.
You can bleep it out in editing, in post. I mean,
all right. Well, it's been a blast, gentlemen, but I think it's time we retire this just entire idea of weekly reports for the year.
Yeah, for this season. I can't wait till we do the season review and the off-season preview for the Devils because the off-season is going to be a fun one. $42 million in cap space for the Devils to work with. Most they've ever had in a single offseason and most in the entire NHL. So plenty of room to work with to make ads. They probably won't make any ads because who wants to come to New Jersey when you can just go to New York? Am I right?
Yeah, pretty much. But I just want to say, who wants to come to New Jersey? And B, $42 million in cap space. Let's try not to pay for an old man who retires. Okay?
Let's try to pay for a couple of old men who retire, but they're less good, so they get less money.
Or that too. I don't know.
Because we need veterans, Okay.
Yeah, no, Devil's off-season is becoming a meme. Let's get really hyped. Let's spend a lot of money, and then something goes wrong. And we're right back where we started.
Basically. Okay, let's wrap it up.
All right.
Turn the lights off. Walk out of the studio.
Yeah. This has been too much negativity in one episode, so I'm going to try and make this outro positive. Thanks so much for watching. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below what you think. Follow us on Instagram. Post, Drop the LHS Source. Right, Puck, Drop the LHS Source. And our Twitter's at LHS Puck Drop. See you later.
Bye.